Me Judy, my faith is against LGBTQ. Me Assemblies of God. Me. If we say the faith I have, Empany say Bema, Bewari Bema, Oba, Bewari Oba.
Then I move on to housing. The housing sector is one of the sectors that we are, God willing, going to focus a lot on in the next term. There are three components of our housing policy. It is clear that there are a lot of youth who, when they finish school, just trying to rent accommodation is a big problem. And why is it? The large demands for rent allowance.
There is a summary conversation. I think it's important we talk about it. For the very first time in our country's political trajectory, there is going to be a Muslim who would be vying for the top job of presidency. And that is setting the stage for what is looking like a sharp religious contrast, because there are some people who have said that, look, Ghana is a Christianized country, therefore we don't want
majority
of
right.
Ghanaians are proponents of the Christian faith, and therefore it would not be appropriate for us to have a leader who subscribes otherwise. I don't want to pose a question. I want your reaction on all of that generally.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to those assertions that we don't have to go in for a person with a different faith or a different, because we believe that God in his own wisdom selects, chooses, and appoints. Right. And we have issues in scripture for which God even used foreigners to help the people of Israel. And those are examples for us for which we cannot stand here and now and say that because we are in the majority, let us choose someone who would come to support us. Secondly, living in this country, we see how we have lived together as Christians, Muslims, traditionalists, and you can have one family, you have all three of them within. And you cannot say that because I am a Christian, I hate a Muslim, and so for that matter, I cannot vote for a Muslim. See, you are looking at people who, and the issues that they are presenting to you, that are these the values and the qualities that I would need as a person in this country,
right,
which would help all of us. That is how we have to approach things, and not just based on denominations or faith and say that is.
So effectively, is the individual competence of the person vying for the office.
Because if you take all the, the governments that we have had both Christians and Muslims within one party. Yes, you have had them. And it didn't spoil anything. The Muslims did not say that, oh, because they are all Christians, we are quitting. And neither did the Christians say that, oh, because the vice was a Muslim, we are quitting. No, we have lived together. And I think that is the best example of democracy, the best example of cohesion, national cohesion that we want to have, so that we are not dividing ourselves based on faith. No, that one should not play a part at all.
Right. We are wrapping up very soon, but I want your brief comments on this very thorny issue as well. The Methodist Church operates or is involved in the management of schools, free senior high schools senior high schools, for example. You see how I wanted to jump the gun? and looking at the way the execution of the policy has been characterized by a lot of, lapses, if you may, here and there. Is the church concerned? Is it really biting the church? I mean, looking at all the challenges.
Yeah. That one I'll say yes. It is a concern. I remember at our last 2 years conference, the president was there, and as part of my address, I asked if we could review the system. We are all in for it. The free SHS has come to help a number of people.
Expansion of access, for example.
Yes, and even the numbers coming in. And for that one, nobody can fault it. It's a good thing. And people are taking advantage of it. But the structures, the system itself needs some review so that we can fine-tune it to help all of us. And that one, I think if maybe later we can also...
When you say review, what specifically are you making reference to? Review by way of, because the advocacies on reviews have focused on the fact that the philanthropy in that policy should be targeted. So we don't just have a blanket, cover for everybody.
Right.
It should be need specific.
Sure.
Is that your idea of a review?
That's one aspect. That's one aspect. But even that one is not a major concern. But looking at the infrastructure,
right,
looking at the quality of the meals and what is being sent in there.
Very important.
Those ones, you see, because going through the system, you need quality food, you need quality ambience and all that. But if you go in and the place is crowded and people are taking advantage, so they come in their numbers, and the infrastructure we have cannot support. Yes,
the numbers.
So what do we do? Even where we are running double track and all that, still the numbers are on the high side. So can we sit down, look at it again, and bring in more resources, bring in more infrastructure so that students can be accommodated well. All right? Then you are also looking at the quality and then the system as it's being run now.
Right.
There's no break for teachers. There's no break. They come in, one side is leaving, the other is coming in. So teachers are
fatigued.
The fatigue is just too much. They are complaining left, right, center because they have work to mark and they have to teach, and so it's overlapping, and so sometimes it could affect the quality of products who are coming out of it. All of these, I think, issues of concern, which it's not in the negative sense that we'd say, let us sit down and review, but
we can better it.
Exactly.
Right. It's unfortunate, but the time for the rapture is now. And we have to be raptured out of the studio. So, in closing, yes. I mean, the election is upon us. We are in the month of May.
Sure.
7 months from now, we'll be going to the polls. Your general word to the generality of the Ghanaian populace who would be voting. And then, of course, this is a fresh show. This is a new layer to our operations at Wesleyan TVs.
Yes.
Sponsorships, for example, are very important. Can presiding, tell people to, hey, come and help them? Is that possible? If it's possible, we want to add that to your election message as well.
Yes. We're grateful to God for this chance once again for Ghanaians to exercise their franchise, and then in selecting or choosing their leaders. It's a good sign for all of us. But lately what we have witnessed is that there are some things coming into our politics which we have to address. The monetization is just overwhelming. And people are waiting to be given money to go and vote. They are waiting to be paid something before they step out to go and vote. And when these things are happening within our politics, it's not the best. Because at the end of the day, where is the money coming from? You ask yourself, where is this money coming from? And is this person a Father Christmas who is just dishing out money?
Free money.
And there's no free lunch, we hear. And so when he comes back, It is the road that he should build. It is the hospital that he should build. It is the pipe bore water that should come.
Right.
It is the schools that he has. You see, all of that is what you are taking and chopping. You see, so if there is something we can do to address it, people would not be lured into taking of monies and these things, and then we'll go in with a clear conscience, issue-based ideas and focus, so that we can select people who will come and lead. Then we should also address our politicians, our leaders who are coming to us. Sometimes the deception is just too much. They have deceived us for far too long. They come to stand on the platform, they will pledge and they will promise, and at the end of the day, nothing comes.
Right.
You see, I think they should not be taking us for granted this time round. They should come with issues that can be addressed, so that when we vote for them, then we can also receive the results that, yes, we did our best, and God, through his own way, has given us leaders
Right.
who are selfless,
Right.
not selfish,
Right.
not greedy,
Right.
not grabbing left, right, center, land,
Not
house.
creating, looting, and sharing.
Exactly. Sometimes it's amazing, and the word is not even amazing, but sometimes it's disheartening to hear and see people in power and what they have, and you ask yourself, what is it for? What is it for? And look at the little boy who is just sitting there, has nothing to eat.
It's right.
And we come back and we solicit for their votes. I don't think we should continue like this. If indeed we want our nation to develop, if we want to be classified as a developing countries, whatever, we need to move away from such deceptions and selfishness and greediness in our leaders. Leaders are to come and serve us. And that's what I would ask, that we all, and as a nation, that we all pray towards it. And as they come round, we should not allow ourselves as young people to be fomenting troubles, left, right, fighting unnecessarily over issues that will not bring anything to the table.
Right.
For you to eat. I don't think the young people should allow themselves to be
Right.
yeah.